In the night of September 26, 1983, one man decided not to end the world. You've never heard of him. To understand why that matters, you have to understand what 1983 felt like. The Cold War had been running for nearly 4 decades. 2 superpowers, enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet multiple times over, and a relationship that had deteriorated to something close to open hostility. 3 weeks before this story takes place, the Soviet Union shot down a Korean passenger jet that had strayed into its airspace. 269 people died. The international response was fury. American-Soviet relations reached their lowest point since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Both sides were on edge. Both sides were watching. And into this environment, someone had to sit the overnight shift at Serpukhov 15, the Soviet Early Warning Command Center responsible for detecting American missile launches. That someone was Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov. He was experienced, methodical, trusted with the most critical early warning post in the Soviet military. At 12:14 a.m. Moscow time, the alarm went off. 1 missile, detected, launched from a U.S. base, then 2, then 3, 4, 5. The system was showing a full-scale American first strike. Every protocol said the same thing: report it immediately. The chain of command would do the rest. Soviet leadership would have minutes, not hours, to decide whether to launch a retaliatory nuclear response. And that clock had already started. 23 minutes. That's how long a ballistic missile takes to reach its target. 23 minutes before it wouldn't matter anymore. Petrov looked at the data, and something felt wrong. Not a feeling he could fully explain, a professional instinct built from years of understanding the system he was operating. The early warning satellite was brand new. It had been put into service recently, and it was known, within the Soviet military, to have technical problems, glitches, false readings under certain conditions. But there was something else, something that made no tactical sense. 5 missiles, a real American first strike, the kind that would justify nuclear retaliation, would involve hundreds of missiles, possibly thousands. You don't launch 5 and give your enemy time to respond. 5 made no sense. The sky outside the bunker window was silent. No contrails, no heat signatures from anything other than what the satellite was showing. Just 5 phantom signals on a screen, and 23 minutes that were becoming 20, then 15. Petrov picked up the phone. He reported a system malfunction, not a missile launch, a malfunction. In doing so, he directly violated protocol. He was one man, making a unilateral decision that the entire Soviet early warning system was wrong. If he was right, crisis averted. If he was wrong, he had just allowed a nuclear first strike to go unreported while the response window closed. He waited. Later analysis confirmed what he suspected. A rare alignment of sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds had triggered the satellite's sensors. 5 phantom missiles, 0 real launches. The world had come closer to nuclear war than almost anyone knew. Not because of aggression, not because of a political decision, because of clouds. And the only thing standing between that moment and a nuclear exchange was one man's willingness to trust his instinct over the system he was trained to obey. What happened next should be a story of recognition and relief. It wasn't. Petrov was reprimanded. The Soviet military could not honor him without admitting that their early warning system had nearly triggered a nuclear war by mistake. The incident was classified, hidden for years. He retired quietly. In 2004, a small group gave him the Dresden Peace Prize. He showed up. He was polite. He said he was just doing his job, that any of his colleagues would have done the same. Most historians think that's not true. He died in 2017, still largely unknown. The man who saved the world by picking up a phone and saying, "This doesn't feel right." Petrov saved civilization with one right decision. But what about the empire that had every warning, ignored every sign, and still made the one mistake that ended 500 years of power? The fall of Rome started exactly the same way, and it took 200 years to complete. That's next. Tap the card.